Lord Ricketts, former head of national security. Vladimir Putin could attack a NATO base. Former head of national security Lord Ricketts warned that Vladimir Putin's invasion could attack a NATO base to prevent Western weapons from reaching Ukrainian forces. It can even do this by attacking planes or convoys going from NATO countries to Ukraine. Lord Ricketts also warned that the conflict could continue for many years as guerrilla warfare, like an open wound in the middle of Europe. I believe President Putin wants us all to be afraid that he might want to use nuclear weapons in Ukraine, which will be a serious escalation and will ensure Russia's isolation around the world, he said. We may see attacks on convoys or planes carrying weapons from the West. As a last resort, perhaps there could be some kind of missile attack on a NATO base where weapons are being prepared for Ukraine. This will certainly create a real dilemma for NATO countries. Lord Ricketts said the Kremlin was increasingly desperate to cut off the flow of arms, and that an attack on a NATO base was not impossible. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said it was important that Russia did not retake a single territory in Donbass. This is why it is very important for us to prevent them, to hold our ground, because this battle could affect the course of the whole war. I do not trust the Russian army and the Russian leadership, said Zelensky. The president also urged the West to prepare for Putin's nuclear attack. He said the Russian leader might consider tactical attacks if the war stalls further. We should not wait for the moment when Russia will decide to use nuclear weapons. For them, people's lives are nothing. We have to be prepared for this, he said. Therefore, we must think, we must not be afraid, but we must be ready. But this is not only Ukraine's problem, but the whole world's problem. Quote,